Shalom.
Shalom.
We're the Hebrew Israelites here to prophesy the downfall of Esau's wicked kingdom, Babylon the Great, and all the counterparts thereof. You know, first and foremost, we like to face the east and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double elders to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Not officially a part of the camp of Great Millstone, but we believe they have the 100% truth and therefore teach thus. You know, shalom to you, brothers on the highways and hedges, bringing this word with all sincerity. Shalom to you, Akwaf, you Israelites who look like Akwaf who are in order, Israelites who look like these other nations, and shalom to all you sincere listeners. Shalom. Yeah, so we're here today and we had our eye on prophecy. We've got our eye on prophecy, and you know, these prophecies are coming a mile a minute. You know, and they hear the things that are here now will be tomorrow's news. You know, that's how quick they come. You know what I mean? And we have to be diligent in our search now, because as we search one thing, 10 things have come in their stead. You know, and this is where we are. This is the times where the time is speeding up. You know, because if the Most High did not speed up the time for the elect's sake, there would be no flesh alive within the earth. No flesh would survive. You know, and survive who? Survive this devil that's in charge of the earth right now, aka Esau Edom, aka the so-called white man by and large. You know what I mean? And that's not to say that if you look like a so-called white man, Chinese man, Indian man, that you can't be from the house of Jacob. We're just talking about by and large, okay? And the power structures that control the earth, you know, from the house of Amalek on down. These are the Edomites. These are the wicked which have ruled the earth and who are being ushered out now, you know, who will be taken out with great violence. Not from us, but from our heavenly power, who said, wait until he rises to the prey, you know, for these things to take place. All right? Talking to my brother as well, and he's seen some fulfillments of prophecies that have been coming to pass as the rivers turn into blood and things like that. I don't know if you want to drop that on there, Mark.
Yeah, I can. Because basically I came across a clip where, and you know, a lot of the brothers have been doing lessons on this. This is going viral amongst the house of Israel. And you've got the river Nile, the Nile River turning blood red, like a bright blood red, man. But you know, this is one of the signs that the Lord has given us to show that we're in the end, man. This is the end, you know. And there's a precept I want to bring out. In fact, I'll let you bring out yours first, because what happened was in when we were in captivity in Egypt, the physical land of Egypt, the Lord sent Moses to stretch out his staff upon it was a Nile River, yeah.
The Nile,
the exact same river, man. And you know, to make it turn blood red to the point where it was not drinkable, and all the fish died and stunk, and the river stunk and stuff like that. And a lot of people got diseases and died from that and stuff, you know what I mean? But that's what happened back then. But the scriptures say that in the end times, you know, and this is in the Apocrypha that they try to hide from you, it says that in the end times that the Lord would send plagues upon Egypt as before. Okay, so basically talking about, when it talks about Egypt, it means the land of our captivity, mainly America. Okay, and we're going to bring out your precept first, and actually, Lord willing, we'll show you a clip. Okay, we'll quickly roll a clip, and then we'll get these precepts brought out.
Cái tao xuống xuống mà. Who's that doing?
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 7 and verse 19. And the Lord spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thy hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon their streams, upon their rivers, and upon their ponds, and upon all the pools of water, that they may become blood. And that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone.
You know, so that's what happened in ancient Egypt when the Lord sent Moses to deliver us, okay? And the same thing is happening again, because we're in a time where the Lord is getting ready to deliver the children of Israel from their final captivity here in spiritual Egypt, okay? Now I just want to say there's another clip I'll quickly show you of a river in Jamaica. Now this was maybe a couple months back, maybe a month or two. I'm not exactly sure on the day, but nevertheless it's around the same time period as the River Nile turning red, which happened this month. That's the most recent one. But they're popping up random spots all over the earth, okay? And to quickly show you this clip, and then we'll bring out another preset.
Oh, this is history in the making, you know, people. The river turn red. The river bleed red, dog. Mama tell you, first never seen in history. Red the river run. See that? Oh, like, it's a bleed, dog, all the way up the stream. As far as you can see it. All the way downstream. It's a bleed red. History. History to blood too, dog. We don't know what one feet. See that?
And to look with a spiritual eye, you look at like the omens of the things that have been before, you know, and the things that have been before were used for the redemption of the house of Israel. The rivers turning to blood being one of those things. You understand? And just as we're touching on the subject of blood, the importance of the blood, you know, when Cain slew Abel, the Most High said, his blood crieth out unto me. You know what I mean? So who is the perpetrator of the spilling of copious amounts of blood within the earth today? You know, these nations, but at the forefront, Esau, Edom, he has spilled more blood than anybody before him. You know what I mean? And if you look at the flowing of the blood in these rivers, you know, with a spiritual eye, it could look like the flowing of the blood that has come from the destruction of the house of Israel, from his hand. You know what I'm saying? And going into the land, going into him being destroyed in these last days. And to back that up, I want to go into the book of Numbers, chapter 35 and 33. And it says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
That's right, man.
Understand the symbology of our times. Understand the omens that are falling through the hand of the Heavenly Father in our time. You understand? Whose blood is going to be shed? The one who shed all this blood beforehand. Who is that? If not Esau, Edom. You know, if not the one who rules the world, if not the one who is trying to kill off all flesh. The psychotic maniac who is running things right now. You know? So the blood has a significance. You know, the rivers turning to blood has a significance, as in the times before, you know, because the Lord requires that which was. You understand? So as in the times before, it was a significant piece of the puzzle to the salvation of the house of Israel. You understand? And these things are happening again. And they're happening before your eyes. These are not just occurrences that are here by chance. You know, this is the time of prophecy, the time where the Most High is speeding up the days, so that for the elect's sake, You know, there's only darkness from this point on. Yeah.
So basically, that the rivers turning red is one of the signs of the end times, and there was a eclipse that just happened recently, so that's one of the signs in heaven too, man.
Why am I emotional right now?
Oh, there we go.
Oh my God, this is.
I mean, it doesn't look real.
I didn't think I would cry. Like, what the heck is going on? Wow. This is.
Wow, it looks great.
I mean,
You can just see, it looks like a perfect circle of the sun peeking out. It really is that ring of fire that we have here.
wow. Gina, I thought I'd have goosebumps, but I'm like literally shaking. This is crazy.
I know, I agree.
So, I mean, this
And
is
I'm
your
just-
first annular eclipse. I mean, was it what you expected?
It is to hear, I mean, we've seen all of the photos from previous annular eclipses, but just as I look again, I mean, it's incredible how the moon and the sun are able to line up like
You know, that just sprung to mind, you know. That has some significance because anytime there's an eclipse, there's always some major world event that happens after that, man. So now you had that eclipse, and then all of a sudden war broke out in Israel, man. Okay, so these signs are to be taken serious. Now we've got blood rivers, you know what I mean? So this ain't a light thing. It's not just a case of another chemical spill has made the river red or whatever Esau tries to say to come up with an excuse for the reason for this river's turning red. It has symbology behind it. It don't matter if it's red dye that made the rivers red. The point is that the rivers are red, man, and it is a sign from the Lord, okay? Well, however the Lord turned the rivers blood red, it isn't actual blood, but like it was in ancient Egypt, but it's symbolic of the signs, man. You know, basically letting us know that we're close, man. It's a sign for the elect to you know, basically take heed to, man.
Yes.
You know, most people aren't gonna see it for what it is, you know. But the elect are looking at things differently, man, than the rest of the world are. I got a quick precept I want to bring out on that, because the scriptures did say that the Lord would send plagues in these end times, just as he did in Egypt, ancient Egypt, man. Okay, so this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. I'll start at 10. It says, "Behold, my people, which is the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, predominantly, it says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter," meaning we're in the land of our captivities being oppressed by the so-called white man. Jim Crow, redlining, you know, buck breaking, all that crap that he did to us, you know what I mean? We're led as a flock to the slaughter, man. And he's also got the Christian church feeding our people lies. They've got mega churches everywhere to keep our people in darkness so that they don't know who they are.
Yeah, but Salakia, didn't they say that with the jump shot, you know, in the time of the jump shot, that it was people with melanin, predominantly blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, that could spread it more than anybody else. So they should get the poison in the veins.
That he's still coming like he's trying to help, when really he's trying to. He's a deceiver, man. You can't trust him.
And they actually said it like that. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's out there. They actually did. They said those very words. They said it should be the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that get the jump shot first, man.
They deserve to get this first. And from there, you want to do tiering in various countries to make sure your most vulnerable populations get it. In our country, that would be blacks and Native Americans, people with underlying health conditions, and the elderly.
Hey, that's a red flag right there.
He was in search of black, as he always is.
Because they know who we are. And now the world is starting to wake up to who we are because of the conflict in Israel right now. Because everybody's realizing that those people in that land are wicked as hell and they're not the Lord's people. So then by process of elimination, it forces them to look at us who have been screaming out from the rooftops that we're the real people of the Lord, man. The real JEWS's. Now they're forced to listen. And because who else could it be if it's not them? And they know it's not them now. You know.
And just Salakia, mighty power structure within the earth actually means nothing to the Most High. Okay? Because he can raise these people up and drop them down, which he is doing, which he is not going to do, he is doing in front of your eyes. You know? Yeah.
So I'm gonna read that from the top again. This is 2 Esdras 15 and 10. It says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." Okay, and that ain't talking about ancient Egypt that we was in. Okay, the Lord is basically getting ready to deliver us from the second Egypt, which we're gonna expound on in just a few minutes. Just stick with us for a sec. All right, so verse 11 it says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." So the Lord didn't smite Egypt with plagues again after, you know, he delivered the Israelites from Egyptian captivity in ancient Egypt. He didn't smite that land with Egypt again. So what is this scripture talking about when he says that he will smite Egypt with plagues as before? You know, and one of the plagues or signs, if you will, there's a lot of plagues happening, but the river's turning red. That's a sign. You know what I mean? Even if it ain't happening in the actual land of America, basically it's happening in the lands of our captivities, because the Israelites were scattered among all nations. And the word, one of the definitions for the word Egypt means the house of bondage. Okay, so basically these rivers are turning red in the lands of our captivity, in the house of our bondage, man. Okay, I don't know if you want to quickly pull that up to expound on that real quick.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49. It says, "Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand." So we understand that we were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. But the main culprit, the main enemy of the Israelites had a symbol of the eagle. And who has the symbol of the eagle? That's right, Esau, Edom, so-called white man. That's how we ended up on this side, and we are just hit with these curses every day that we're alive. We're hit with these curses, no matter who we are. You know, as long as we're Israelites, we're hit with the curses, right? One of the main things that you were just pointing out is that when we was in the land of Egypt, you know, Egypt was hit with plagues. When the Lord came to deliver the Israelites, Egypt was hit with those plagues, right? There was the hailstones, there was the blood rivers, there was all these plagues, the firstborn, you know, the death angel came in, right? And it says that all these things are going to happen again, right? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68, and this is the point. It says, "And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." So it's talking about a second time, not the land of Egypt, like my brother was saying earlier. This is a spiritual Egypt, okay?
Because we never went back to Egypt
Exactly.
with ships. There's no documentation in the scriptures where we went back to Egypt on ships.
That's right.
The land of Egypt.
Egypt is right next to Israel. We can just walk there. You ain't got to take a ship to get to Egypt from Israel, right? So that wouldn't make any sense. It says, "By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again," right? And it says, "And there you shall be sold unto your enemies." So it classifies who we were being sold to. And you can look at the history, and you can see that the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans were sold to the Caucasian, the so-called white man, Edomites. On ships.
Yep.
Right? And it says, "And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you." Right? We weren't freed from our captivity. You know, you had Nat Turner.
Yeah.
You had Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, all these men that rose up the ranks, that tried to deliver their people, and it failed, because that job is ultimately for Yahweh Shai. That's Yahweh Shai's job to come and deliver us, not anybody else. Right?
And if I may, and if you Israelite camps are looking for the carnal route in salvation, or the carnal route in deliverance, it will fail too. Okay,
That's right.
you know.
That's right. Now I want to get to the point, the scripture that my brother was referring to. He mentioned it before. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. It says, I am Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. That's how we know the term Egypt is synonymous with the word bondage, right? Because when we was in Egypt, we were slaves, right?
That's it.
And now we've come over to this new Egypt, the spiritual Egypt on ships, which was our slavery.
That's right.
It's the same thing. It coincides.
See? That's right, man.
And as you were speaking of bring a nation from against you from far, you know, I was watching that Butcher's, I think it's called Butcher's Pass or something like that with Nicolas Cage. It talks about, you know, when God used the buffalo, the migrating buffalo of, you know, and this goes into the blood as well, because, hey, this was a terrible movie really to watch, man. You know, the destruction of that, those great migrating herds, apparently it was even greater than 6,000 head of buffalo at any time, and Esau reduced it to nothing, you know. And this was the food source of Gad, you know, and he used to use it wisely, you know. He never used to take too much. But when Esau came, he made those valleys run red with the blood of that buffalo, you know. And he killed millions of that buffalo, you know, to where you had pelts stacked higher than this little rooftop here, stacked high, you know, heads like mountains of heads. I'm sure you've seen the pictures, you know, and you know, that lust for blood. I think it's called Butcher's Crossing or Butcher's Pass or something like that, you know. But I was watching it, and he was shooting these buffaloes, but the buffalo have a mechanism in them. When you shoot the leader, Esau, being that cunning hunter, knew if you shoot the leader, the rest would come around where the leader dropped, and the herd wouldn't run. So he would look and identify the next leader in the herd and kill that one as well. So then the herd would come again. So the herd was never running, but just getting obliterated and killed and massacred. You know what I mean?
That's new information to me. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I didn't know that till I saw.
Esau is a cunning hunter.
You
man.
know, so his ways of dispatching are on another level. You know, they're on another level. He's
a master. He's a master at death, man.
Master at death.
His sword, man.
And that's why it says when you look at Babylon the Great, aka America, and you go back to the scripture I read, Numbers 35 and 33, where it says the blood defileth the land. You understand that there is a whole lot of blood there. You know, the blood of the Israelites, the food source. And if you looked how Gad centered around that food source, man, Gad was like real respectful when they killed one of them buffalo, you know. They never misused the thing that the Most High gave them. They were like, hey, you know, real respectful of that meat. They never took too much. They never killed too much. Esau came and absolutely obliterated it in the name of starving out Gad and boosting himself up in the fur trade.
It's one of his war tactics, and he's using the same methods today because he's trying to starve out the population to get them to force them into submission to accept his NWO agenda, man, his digital currency. Because a lot of people he knows are going to resist that because everybody's clued up to the fact that's the mark of the beast, and he's basically planning ahead. So he's orchestrating a famine that basically is going to starve people into submission, into begging him for help. You know, same thing with the buffalo, man. He killed off them to get at the ones he wanted to enslave, basically.
Yeah, and that guy was like crazy in it. He was like crazy. He couldn't stop, you know. He couldn't stop the killing. You just remember Christopher Columbus. You remember the scriptures, like a madman sparing none. You know what I mean? Because Esau never left buffalo. Only now they're trying to from 6 million. That how long did that take from the time from the great herds when they killed them off to now. I think now there's only something like 30,000, and that's because they built them up. You know, they've been using the conservation, and GAD has been doing that conservation work actually.
But that's
You know?
Esau written all over it.
Yeah.
He's the harbinger of death.
Yeah.
The guy just, that's why he needs to be taken out of that rulership seat, because under his rulership, under his vibration, the earth is in mourning. Everything in the earth is destroyed because of this man.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, he doesn't stop. He doesn't stop till it's finished.
Yeah.
You know, and that goes for Jake too. You think he hasn't got stratagems to kill Jake? Before we started, we were talking about that abortion thing. You know, the whole abortion system and how these abortions are greatly amped up, especially amongst Jake. That is mass murder, you know, because we are talking about the scripture that if you intentionally kill a baby in the belly, that you will get put to death. Realizing that from the scriptures that the baby in the belly is an actual life. We didn't need the scriptures to tell us that, because spiritually we know that. You understand? But this guy is offing kids in the belly at an alarming rate, at a rate never seen before.
And those,
you know,
those Planned Parenthood abortion clinics are mostly in the poor communities where Jake lives, where the Israelites reside, right? Because it was mainly set out by Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, as an attack on the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, because they look at us as human weeds.
He's, of course, expanded on Margaret Sanger's approach to eugenics, right? Eugenics was a movement that was born in the United States under hard doctrines of racism, with the intent of eliminating the tribe of Judah in the African American community in this country. With the intent of eliminating the tribe of Judah in the African American community in this country. Right, to eliminate them. That's why she formed Planned Parenthood, was specifically to kill African American, Black Americans. That's why she did it.
They need to be eliminated.
Yeah.
They say that we're feeble, inferior.
Of course, I was watching that dropping another TV show, but I was watching Yellowstone, you know, and there's a part in Yellowstone where she goes in, where she wants to get rid of the baby, right? But she goes into this clinic, and the woman in the clinic tells her, this is the daughter of the big man of the movie. The daughter tells her, no, this clinic is only for Native Americans. And she says, no, I just got to do it. And what ends up happening, the policy of that clinic was to take out the womb, you know?
Yeah.
Now tell me that shit ain't been happening.
And that's
know?
another reason why our people are led as a flock to the slaughter, man. You know, because they're literally hell-bent on slaughtering us, of all people, because they know who we are, man. The greatest nation on the planet. Okay?
And also they are opposed to our power. You know, they hate our power.
Yeah.
You know, and they want to. That's why they want to constantly uplift the demonic standard within the earth, a standard that is totally adverse to the power of all powers. You understand? And that's and tell me we're lying, man, because that's happened. That ain't even a secret no more. You know, your entertainers are Satanists openly now, in front of your eyes, getting coerced into doing the most abominable and vile acts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can.
Small hats.
Yeah, you can see that the average Joe now, living in these so-called Western societies, is okay with the mass slaughter of children. You can see that. He's still saying that he's still giving justification to the small hats for doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's all right with it, as long as the propaganda is right, as long as the sorcery is right.
They oppress people everywhere they reside, and those Palestinians, unlucky for them, they're next door neighbor to Israel, man. So they're experiencing firsthand what we've been going through our whole existence, basically, man.
Yeah, they're next door neighbors to Satan.
Satan, yeah.
Chief house of Satan.
You know what I mean? Chief house of Satan.
Yeah, but
So
his
they're-
reach is long.
They're really seeing how much of a devil this devil is, man. Seeing him for the devil he is, you know. So that's Esau, man. That's he, you know, that's who he is. He's a bloody man. He's you know what I mean. He loves blood, man. So blood is gonna pursue that man because he loves blood.
How many are still dropping from that jump shot?
Yeah, you can't forget about that. A lot of people are getting ready to die from taking the poison. Okay, this man loves blood, man. He's a master of killing and death. And once this is why when he's taken out the way, when the Lord destroys him, that's when death and hell is cast into the lake of fire, man. Esau has made covenant with death. So when it says death and hell, it means that basically the so-called white man is going to be brought out of power, basically, and destroyed by nuclear fire. Okay? So
That's your education system.
that's it, man. But let me just bring out this one more precept to back up the fact that, because, you know, we've made a couple of points on how Egypt is synonymous with our bondage or the land of our captivity, but mainly America, okay? And the reason we can prove that is because it says here in the precepts, in the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 8, it says, and their dead bodies, talking about the Israelites, okay, their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Now, a lot of people might read that and think it's talking about the Middle East, where the Lord was crucified and stuff, but it ain't talking about that. It's talking about America, because the Lord's image and his reputation, his name, was crucified in America. It was taken from the Israelites. They destroyed the image of the Lord and made him out to be a so-called Caucasian, okay, named Jesus. Okay, so I'm gonna read that one more time. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, and America is also known as the great city. Okay, there's many names for America, and one of them is the great city. And it says, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. And the reason it's called Sodom and Egypt is because Sodom was a place of homosexuality, gay pride, transgenderism, and all that stuff. Okay, and America is basically tries to force that lifestyle upon the rest of the world, and they celebrate it big time. And you can't speak out against it, and it's because they're protecting that wickedness, and they exalt that wickedness in the earth, just as the days of Sodom, man. That's why America is known as spiritual Sodom, but it's also known as spiritual Egypt because it's the land of our captivity. It's where a vast majority of the Israelites were shipped into the transatlantic slave trade, and they went to America, the majority of them. So that's where the main deliverance is coming from, okay?
Yeah, I was going to say, when you said about America pushing that agenda of man, woman, in the land, in the Holy Land of Israel, they got Tel Aviv, the Pink City.
Yeah.
Like the Lord's people, if they're in the supposed to be in the people that are there now. I'm trying to watch my words, so obviously I don't get flagged, because they are a very sensitive people, and if you say anything negative about them, then obviously my whole channel will be deleted. But yeah, those people in the land, right? It says Yahushua, they don't fit none of the prophecies. Yahushua is supposed to bring the Israelites back to the land. It doesn't say that those people, the 1948ers, will sign a document with Britain, the Balfour Declaration 1948. They get put in the land, and then they can just be what they want to be, do what they want to do, live how they want to live. Nah, that goes to show you that they ain't the people of the land.
Yeah. If they were the people of the land, there'd be nothing but righteousness.
Exactly. That's why they're getting war done, like war in that area right now.
Yeah, because they're not the people.
They're not the people. And
Preceptive.
like I said earlier, the world is now forced to listen to us, whether they want to or not, because they don't want us being the people of their true heirs of that land. They don't want it to be us, but unfortunately, the Lord has got a hell of a plot twist coming for you non-believers, man.
Yeah. Luke 21 and 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. Speaking of the house of Israel. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And we are looking at those times today. The time of, and this doesn't mean Israelite foreigners when it says Gentiles, it means actual heathens, you know? So the time of the Gentiles are being fulfilled within our time. You know, it's almost time for them to get the hell out of our land.
That's it.
Like how you said, the gay parades and things like that. That is not the people, man.
That's why all of that chaos is going on over there, because the Lord is getting ready to flush them out of that land like the shit they are, man.
And that's why you're seeing all these prophecies coming to pass, like the wars, the rivers turning to blood red, like all of that's written. Like everything that happened in Egypt before the Israelites were delivered is happening now.
That's
It's
it, man.
spiritual Egypt.
That's it. That's
You know,
right.
that's what we're trying to show you. You know, that's why these scriptures are so beautiful, because they paint that picture, and we can bring it out in the scriptures and say, look, you see this, what's happening on the news? It says it right here in the scriptures. You see that incident that's happening over there? Right in the scriptures. It's like the movie script for everything that we're seeing unfolding in life. You know? But the end of the story is beautiful for the Israelites. The end of the story is beautiful. You know? But it ain't so great for the other nations. That's why they're trying, you know, to control that narrative. You know? They're trying to make it to a point where, you know, information isn't put out there, because they want to be able to tell you what to think, right? But the Lord doesn't care about none of that. We're going to tell you, thus saith the Lord. Whether they hear or forbear. We don't care if you don't like what we're saying. We don't care if you buck up against it or you hate us. It's cool. Just keep it moving, because once it all happens, you're going to see us in a righteous position, and you're going to be at the bar. And you're going to be eternal shame. Well, not eternal shame, but you're going to be, you know, you're going to have that shame.
And the hatred and indignation is really irrelevant.
Yeah.
You know, in the big picture, it's really nothing. You know.
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." So the vision is talking about these prophecies, man. You know, all the signs that let you know that it's the end time. It's for an appointed time. And now they're speeding up. All these prophecies are coming at once, man. And all these signs and stuff, all these tokens, man. So I'm going to read that one more time. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time." These prophecies are for an appointed time, okay? It says, "But at the end it shall speak and not lie." So it's speaking loud and clear now. It's very evident that we're at the end. Whether you want to believe in the Bible or not, you know, everybody knows that something big is about to happen. There's so much stuff going on in the world, it's hard to keep up with, makes your head spin, man. So people know that the Bible has to be true, people were saying, the people that were doubting it before. Because everything that's the Bible said would happen is happening, back to back to back. You know what I mean? So it's forcing people to have to second guess what they've believed in all their life, man. You know? It says, "But at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry," meaning it seems like it's taking its time, okay? It says, "Wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." So when we're talking about how famine is coming, which is coming any day now, you know, when the system collapses, when the dollar crashes, you're going to see no food anywhere. And we've been prophesying about this for a very long time. So now, because it seems like it's tarrying, yeah, you always talk about famine. When is it coming? You know, people running out of patience. It says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." It's coming, man.
Yeah.
I got a precept. If I could. Yeah, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 9. It says, "And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. Right? So the book's been closed. Right? None, when I was younger, before I came into this truth, I had no idea about these things, about the Israelites. It weren't even that much of an interest to me. But then when the Lord revealed the truth to me, and I saw the teachers, this thing is amazing, right? It says, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. You got to be a wise person in this truth to understand what's coming. People are still going on living their day-to-day lives, celebrating Halloween, getting ready for Christmas, all this other stuff, but not realizing the times that we're in.
Because
yeah, so we're at the time now where you got all these things coming to pass, and the brothers that are in the right spirit, the right mindset, are preparing for what's coming, right? Where we understand that the wicked are going to continue to do wickedly. We're out here. Our only job is to just preach the word, give you the word, tell you what's coming, give you the warning, whether you hear or forbear, give you the warning, right? Because the truth has been revealed to us now. But if you don't want to hearken and listen to what the message is, you have no excuse. You have no covering.
Yeah, you're going to be put to death, in other words, man. Get down or lay down. Man.
Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And now I don't know if you guys can see it, everything is grievousness. You know what I mean? From the legalization and the influx of this opioid thing that they're doing, where people are losing their mind, bugging out. You know what I'm saying? Another grievous decree is what's happening in the Gaza. That's a grievous decree. A grievous decree is these abortion laws. A grievous decree are all the decrees that have been done against Jake. You know what I mean? Planned Parenthood, to name a few. And it says to turn aside the needy from the judgment, and really and truly you've turned people into soul, you've turned yourself into a god over the people, where you've made them soul dependent upon you, and to take away the right from the poor, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, which is Israel. The rights have gone. You know what I mean? The rights have gone. You from the I have a dream, all that meant was every business that was established within the hand of Israel, you took it away and you made it yours, and you made the people subject to that for the want of all things. You know what I mean? And that's what you've done. And instead of being a righteous ruler over them, you smite the people and you kill the people at will. Okay? And it says, to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. So what did you do? You took the man out of the household. You killed the man in mass in your prison systems. You made stratagems that they would kill each other within the streets, And what will you do in the day of visitation? This is the days that we're talking about, the days when the rivers turn into blood, the days when all the prophecies start happening, the days of the taking away of the heathen from our holy land, who have put up gay rights festivals and all other kind of garbage out there, okay? And what will you do in the day of my visitation, and in the desolation which shall come from far? And that's in those ICBMs. To whom will ye flee for help? Yeah, to whom will you flee for help? Because you have made an enemy of everybody else. The scripture says you are greatly, in Obadiah it says you are greatly despised. So to who are you going to flee for help? Okay? And it says, to who will you flee for help? And where will ye leave your glory? And where will you leave your glory? Because a shameful spewing has come upon your glory now. You know, it's tainted now. You're no more that guy. You know, everybody's looking at you sideways because of what you're doing, because of what you do behind the scenes. You know, because of what you continue to do. The Lord has given us the unicorn, which is the internet, where we can see now, and we can, and the revealing of your wickedness has become apparent. All right, and
you're being exposed.
That's right. You're being exposed. Yeah. Without me, they shall bow down under the prisoners, and they shall fall under the slain. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. I will send him against a hypocritical nation, because you are a hypocrite. You know, you tell us to do this, but you do that. You understand? And against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. Your time is up. And like my brother said beforehand in Daniel, the 12th chapter, you know, it's not for an appointed, it's for an appointed time, and at the end it shall speak. And now we are seeing this, and we are speaking, and we are understanding what it means. So that means it's the end. Thus saith the Lord, okay? And it's your end, right. You know? Because Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is it that follow.
That's right.
Pursuant to,
pursuant to 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, it says that, It says that Esau is the end of the world, meaning Esau, the wicked ruler, will be ruling in the end times. And Jacob, which is your so-called blacks and Latinos and Native Americans, you're getting ready to rule the new earth, the new and improved paradise version of this slum, okay?
Yeah, and there's some Israelites out there that still believe that Esau Edom is the Arabs. So that if that's the case, that means we got to go through all of this again under the Arabs. But it ain't. But that's not true.
We understand. We understand according to prophecy that this is where we at right now. Yeah. We understand at the end.
The thing is, Esau is known as the wicked according to the Holy Bible. Okay, and it says here in the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2, it says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice." And is the world rejoicing right now? Everybody's mourning, man. Nobody's happy. Everybody's depressed and not on medication and suicidal, okay? Everybody's just down and out, man. Nobody's happy, okay? The world is mourning under this man's rule. So it says when the righteous are in authority, which is the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the elect of that nation, it says when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So when the Israelites are in authority, the world is going to rejoice. It says, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So the wicked are ruling right now, pursuant to Malachi 1 and 4, no, 4 and 1 is it? Or 1 and 4, one of them. I keep getting them mixed up. But also pursuant to Job 9:24. And you can see that the Rothschilds are the ones that run the world right now, and they like to keep their bloodline pure. That's the pure bloodline of the so-called Caucasians, man. Letting you know that the so-called Caucasian nation, which is the nation of Edom, that's the wicked that the Bible's talking about. Starting with the elites, the bankers, and the Rothschilds, and the Rockefellers, and all that, man. Okay? So it ain't really rocket science, it's just a lot of people get offended when we bring this out. But somebody's got to speak the truth in this world full of lies, regardless if people hate you for the truth of the gospel or not, man. I'll bring out the book of Proverbs. Alright, Salakia, bear with me 1 second. Wait for this to finish. Right, so this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 15. It says, as a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. Okay? So basically, he'll kick you while you're down already, man. You're already poor, and this man wants to turn you upside down and shake you to see if any loose change falls out your pockets, man. This man wants everything you got. He wants to keep you poor, and he set up sophisticated methods sophisticated systems and laws and methods to make sure that you stay on a low level, financially, spiritually. Make sure he not only wants to take your time, he wants to take your money. He wants to take your time also, man. You know, nobody's got time for anything. Walk past somebody in the street, it's just high and by. You ain't even got time to like socialize in Esau's room, man.
Yeah, that's true, because you're going to spend all your time getting him the bag.
Yeah.
You know? While he puts straw, while he takes away the straw to make the bricks. You know,
Yeah.
instead of incentivizing you, your whole life becomes harder and systematically harder. The days of retirement become older and older. You know what I mean? So the oppression is never gonna stop under him.
Yeah, you say, people got time to say hi and bye. Some people can't even do that because they're just so down bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So down and out, so depressed, everything. Nobody's social anymore, man.
Everybody's got anxiety.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, what's the legacy? Mental issues, drug addictions, you know, teenage suicides, as well as suicides within the middle-aged suicides. You know what I mean? Your housewife friends, like your Mollys and your Oxycontins and the things like things that just bring death, things that just bring mass depression. You know, what's the legacy as well? Abortions. The legacy is the manipulation of the mind to such a point that people believe that this is the best that it can ever get. You know, the music industry. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be a rapper. No, nobody wants to hear that crap anymore, because what does being a rapper mean? Just being a demon.
Yeah.
You know, a woman just being a whore. This is what you got to look at. This is what you got to accept for your own families now.
Yeah.
You know, this is the best that it can get in this. Yeah, let's just, Sexy Red is she ain't so bad. She's okay, man. That's an empress right there. Where's those guys that were calling the woman the friggin' queen and the empress, now that the woman have waxed worse and worse systematically through the years? Yeah, where are them guys? They can still say it because, they don't know what's going on. They don't have a clue of the prophecies. Oh yeah, she's a queen, really. You know what I mean? There's nothing righteous, there's nothing honorable left within the world. That's the legacy of Esau Edom. You know, what can you do now to enjoy yourself? What righteous enjoyment can you actually have? You're gonna have to scratch, man. You're gonna have to really look. You're gonna have to have some brothers like this that you can go around and say, hey, you know what? This is and what you talk about, even as a righteous man, I'm burdened under this point. I'm burdened under that. You know what I mean? Because this ain't no fun out here, man. I don't know. Hey, in the 80s, I believe they were partying like they were partying hard. You know, what's the party now? A man wearing a balaclava with a shank. This is a good time. You know, with a drink and a shank. Yeah, and a spliff. Yeah. This is the good time we're having here, to be an absolute bandolero, a bandit, just a killer, a demon. Yeah, they even say demon time. This is the good time. This is the legacy of the rulership which we find ourselves under, and it has to go. Yeah. And the 2/3 have to go too. Wickedness has polluted every aspect of our society. Even these rich people they got a bag of Charlie. They're sniffing that. You know what I'm saying? They're taking copious amounts of friggin' opioids in their house with some vodka. You know? Sprawled out on the bed, buzzing. You know what I mean?
Drug addiction, it means you're depressed, man. And a lot of people are drug addicts in this world because Esau's ruling, the so-called white man's ruling.
Yeah.
You know, that's the root of the problem. You gotta get to the root of the problem in any situation, whether it be cancer in your body. You gotta cut that thing out, man. You know what I mean? You gotta change your diet. You know, you need a deep cleanse, and this world needs a deep cleanse, man. This world needs a deep cleanse, and that deep cleanse is coming by nuclear fire, man. The Lord is gonna purge this place. All you people relying on Trump to save you, relying on the next Edomite politician or president to come along and save the day, you'll bug the hell out, man. All that's doing is putting a little band-aid on it and saying, there you go, you know, hope you get better.
They want that DJ Trump because they know DJ, because we want him too, because we know he's gonna get it on and pop. There ain't nothing more you can actually show us that oh, we're gonna be good this time. You know, no you're not. You know what I mean? Hey, let's get it on and popping, man. Hey, there's the bricks, they're rising up. You know, Russia's ready. Iran's ready. Let's you know, if you are that great nation on the earth, so let's just stop with all the talk, stop with all the deceptive measures, just get it on and popping. Let's get that fire permeated, you know? Let the elements melt with fervent heat. Thus saith the Lord.
It's the only way, man. It's the only way to fix this mess that Esau's made.
We tired of this.
Nuclear fire. And you know this war in the Middle East, not Middle East, in Russia and Ukraine, and now you got this other war, another rumor of war going on in Palestine and Israel and all that. You know, this is leading up, it's going to lead up to a boiling point where it becomes nuclear, man. It's not going to get better. There's not going to be peace talks and everybody comes to some sort of resolution. You people that are hoping that things sort themselves out, man, you just really don't understand. You need to get your houses in order and prepare for that day of fire that's coming, man, that nuclear fire, because it's coming. We're just every day that passes is that one step closer toward that day of doom, man. And the day, you know, it's going to be that great and terrible day of the Lord. You know, it's going to be a day of doom for some, for most, and a day of glory and peace and paradise for the elect, the ones that cleave to the Lord in these end times, the ones that ain't cleaving to Donald Trump. All you patriotic Donald Trump supporters, man, none of you are going to make it. You don't even know it, man.
Yeah, all these elites and like rich people, like the upper class people, are all fleeing to their bunkers.
That's right.
But it ain't gonna make no difference, man. You're just shielding yourself so when the elect come back, they're gonna yank you out of them bunkers and slap you in chains.
That's it. Go straight to slavery.
Yeah, it's so many prophecies are coming to pass. Like my brother was saying about the famines, you know, the wars, the rumors of wars, the rivers turning blood red. You know, I mean, the famines. You know, you got the famine of food, and you also got the famine of the word.
That's right. They're trying to ban TikTok, man, because of all the information that's coming out about these evil Israelis. Okay, so all this information is coming out that shows that these people are the aggressor. They're the bad guy.
Yep.
You know, they're not. They're trying to paint a narrative that they're the victim. They ain't the victim. They're the aggressor. You know. So all this information's coming out that's going against their narrative. So their solution is to shut down TikTok. not get yourselves right. No, it's stop you from seeing how wicked we are. You know, that's their solution. You know, because basically Esau can't stand the spotlight being shone on him, which is happening like crazy in these end times, man. The Lord is revealing this devil for the devil he is, which is also biblical prophecy, man. You know.
Yeah. So can I bring a precept out? This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. And it says, let no man deceive you by any means. Because obviously we know that there's going to be a lot of deception that's being spread in the earth by, you know, Esau's narrative. You know, Esau controls the mainstream media, and shows you what he wants to show you. And he tries to paint the picture.
That's right.
But the scripture says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. That's Esau Edom. That's what's happening right now.
Right.
This man has been exposed, and he don't
it.
want that exposure being out, because it throws a spanner in the works.
Yep.
Throws a monkey wrench in the engine while it's running. You don't want that. He's like, nah, man, I need to silence that.
Messes up his whole flow.
So that's why my brother was saying, like, they're seeking out ways to stop this truth, this knowledge from being spread, because it's spread like wildfire.
I told y'all this was coming. The FCC commissioner under this administration has just requested the most sweeping control of the internet in the history of its 40-year existence. They have asked for total control of not just the internet companies and platforms to be able to shut them down and regulate them. They want full regulation of, quote unquote, the internet infrastructure in the United States of America. You laughed when it happened in Canada and said it had never come to America. Let me tell you something. This is being rushed, and it is being implemented to a vote this coming week, within 1 week of the recording of this. Don't let it happen. This is the attempt to shut down voices just like this one, just like your voice. It is 1984, the book.
Everybody's awake now. Everybody knows what this devil is doing.
Yep.
So the point of Esau Edom is put a stop to that. We should have never gave them niggas. Should have never gave them the internet.
Didn't like Rockefeller devil say that?
Yeah.
He said we should have never gave them the internet.
Right.
But the thing is, the Lord, you never gave us the internet. The Lord gave us the internet.
That's right.
He gave us that unicorn.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
now the gospel's gone out to all four corners of the earth.
yeah. This is Matthew 24:33. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. You know?
We right here. We right here.
Yeah. Prophecies are speaking, like how you said in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter.
Yeah.
You know? In the end it shall speak.
Yeah.
So when you see all these things,
I was gonna say, the song that comes to mind is that DMX song. Bring it, what? We right here.
we ain't going
That's right, Esau. We ain't going anywhere. You're gonna keep hearing us. We're gonna be that thorn in your side.
That's right. We even grievous to behold. You know, we're grievous to behold. This is even to hear us is grievous. You know.
That's it.
Yeah, man. It's just like that. Just like that. Yeah.
And that's why we say at some point in the near future, we're gonna go through the famine of the word. We're gonna go through that period.
Let me bring that out real quick.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to shut down TikTok, and basically they're in France. It's become against the law, I believe, to speak out against the Israelis. So they're making it punishable by jail time or something like that. I could be wrong on a few minor details, but in a nutshell, France is laying down the hammer when it comes to all this exposure that's going on with these devils in the Holy Land, man. How they're being revealed for being the devil. The synagogue of Satan.
There's even some states in America that basically have signed into law that you can't say anything negative. That's why when we speak on these, when we do these lessons, we have to be very mindful of what we're saying, because like those people, now that's how you know they're in control, because you can't criticize them. You can't say anything negative towards them at all.
Some very concerning news coming from the West, as French senators have put forward a new bill to make criticism of Israel a crime. The proposed bill would penalise anyone who criticises any aspect of Israel and its policies with harsh fines and even jail time. For example, those who criticize the Israeli occupation could face up to 2 years in prison and a €75,000 fine. Anyone who denies the existence of the State of Israel faces 1 year in prison and a €45,000 fine. And those who explicitly incite hatred or violence against the occupation face 5 years in prison and a €100,000 fine. It comes at a time where Western governments have been accused of trying to silence pro-Palestinian activism amid Israel's invasion of Gaza. Last month, France tried to ban pro-Palestinian protests altogether to apparently avoid disturbances to the public order. Germany and the UK have also been restricting pro-Palestinian protests and are considering banning protests, slogans and other forms of activism. In particular, UK Home Secretary Suella Braverman has described the protests as hate marches and wants to ban the phrase "from the river to the sea," claiming it incites genocide against Jews instead of Palestinian liberation. The crackdown on pro-Palestinian voices has caused outrage and is accused of being a threat to free speech. In addition, many argue that these restrictions are politically motivated and are a reflection of Western double standards rooted in racism and colonialism. They highlight how Western governments show and encourage solidarity for Israel and Ukraine, but refuse to even condemn the killing of Palestinians and are actively censoring their voices. Western governments claim they are cracking down on anti-Semitism, which has seen a huge rise since the initial October 7th attack. But many argue that, whilst genuine anti-Semitism must be vigorously opposed, legitimate criticism of Israel should not be stifled. They add that the Israeli government often tries to conflate the two in order to shield itself from criticism of its apartheid and oppression. Palestinian liberation is fundamentally about equality and justice for all people, not about hating on Judaism.
We're talking about an obscure law. What we're talking about is an Israeli loyalty oath law that is becoming so common in the United States, it's now pervasive. Take a look at the map. You see the red states? See all of those red states? 26 states have enacted this loyalty oath legislation. And let me show you the other one, the navy blue ones. The blue ones you see there? That's where this law is now pending. So 26 acted on, passed, 13 pending, only 11 states, the light blue ones you see there, the baby blue or the light blue, those are the ones where you can boycott Israel and, criticize Israel if you want. Again, look, it bears repeating. There is no such law keeping you from denouncing or boycotting the United States of America, or even advocating causes that harm the U.S. economically. But there are laws from doing that against Israel. Curious, eh? I'm Rick Sanchez. This is RT America, where we do believe in sharing stories like this, where you won't see them in most other places.
It's like this, like these people that have stolen that land, they're in control of all the mainstream media, so they're never gonna paint themselves in a bad light if they control the media. It's just like Bill Gates, the Gates Foundation, the Melinda and Gates Foundation or whatever. They control the fact checkers. So anytime that anybody spoke out against their narrative, fact checkers come along and say, "Oh, that's not true." But it's funded by the same people that are perpetrators of all that wickedness and stuff.
Yeah, you know the funny thing about those fact checkers? Sometimes it's like government facts that are being presented, and they're like, "Oh, this is the correct." Like,
yeah,
you're the one that's presented it.
Yeah, it's all an agenda to keep you in the dark, man. Because that's how Esau thrives in darkness, man.
Yep.
So this is Amos 8:11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh." So hearing the true gospel is coming to an end in the very near future when the system collapses, man. When this dollar crashes and all hell breaks loose in this society, which the Bible deems as a time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, that's when the system collapses. There's going to be all-out chaos, and you won't be able to find us. You won't be able to find us on the internet. You're not going to be able to find us on the streets teaching, and it's going to be too late for anybody to receive salvation after that. Okay, because that's when it's judgment season, man.
Yeah, you need to get it while you can.
That's it. And it says here in verse 12, "And they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it." So people are going to realize we had the truth when society collapses and all these things happen that we've been saying that is supposed to happen. They're going to realize who had the truth and it wasn't in Christianity. And when they come looking for those black Hebrew, quote unquote, black Hebrew Israelites that they hated so much, when they come looking to us for answers, well, they're not going to be able to find us because it's too late. You should have listened instead of scoffed at us, man. So in the verse 13, the last precept I'll read out, it says, in that day, meaning that time period, it says, shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst? Meaning they're not going to be physically, although they will be physically dehydrated and hungry, because there's going to be a famine, a physical famine, but there's going to be a famine of this living water, okay, this live agua that we're pouring out, man, you know? And so they're going to be thirsty for this truth, this everlasting water, and they're not going to find it, man. They're going to faint for thirst.
Exactly, and if you could equate us and the other camps of Great Millstone and other brothers with the same doctrine, you know, think of us as vineyards that have sprung up with the most beautiful choice grapes. You know, think of like the olive groves that have come up with the most beautiful olive oils and olives and streams of the most pure water. You understand? And we're giving it to you free of charge. You know what I'm saying? With corn, the best of non-GMO, nothing. You know what I mean? And people have walked by and scoffed at this beautiful banquet and this beautiful 100% food that we have laid onto you, you know, and said, no, I want to eat McDonald's.
Yeah,
No, I want a Coke. Yeah, I want the most GMO kind of crap that I can actually get.
Oily, greasy, fatty.
Dirty
burger.
Dirty kebab.
The dirty kebab, yeah, bacon burger. You know what I mean? And just to put it into context, we are the plenty as prescribed to Genesis the 41st chapter, you know, and this is talking about an actual famine, but the famine of the word is an actual famine, okay? Because what is this? The bread of life, the living water, you know. He who drinks it shall never thirst again. You know, once it's taken away, that is a famine indeed. You know what I mean? And Genesis 41 and 31 says, and the plenty, because the plenty is all these scriptures that we are giving, this beautiful food that we are giving you. And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous. Okay, this is talk, we understand it's talking about food, but I'm equating it to the spiritual food. You understand? It will not be known anymore. You know, all these scriptures that we've been bringing out, you will not know them anymore because they won't be here. You know, oh, what was that he said? How can we study that? You can't study it no more. It's gone. Yeah. You know, this is the famine. Yeah. We're in the famine.
It's like the virgins that didn't have the oil in their lamps, man. You know what I mean? And then Yahushua came and
they weren't ready.
They weren't ready, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the exact same scenario, okay?
Yeah, Yahuwah, you know, Yahuwah, what's the name again? Ahaya. Yeah. Jesus. Yeshua, yeah.
All incorrect.
Yeah, Allah.
They'll be calling on all those names, hoping that one of them names they call out is gonna bring them salvation. What was that name again? Yahuwah, Washi?
Didn't he say his name was Howard or
Howard?
Howard or something like that?
Hawashi or something? What was it?
Yeah, that's what they're gonna be saying.
What did Elijah say? He said, call louder, he must be sleeping. You know what I mean?
Save me, Jesus.
Man, and I'm telling you, this place is gonna get turned up, man.
Yeah, it's like when Noah was in the ark and they were just banging on that damn door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's too late. The Lord closed. He couldn't open that door even if he wanted to, man. The Lord shut that door, man.
Yes.
And the Lord's getting ready to shut this door, and you lot gonna be banging on that damn ark like crazy, man. but it's going to be too late. You know, you lot ain't realizing the severity of the situation until it's right there in your face.
And you've done your fair share of scoffing.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you've done some
And supported
scoffing,
the scoffers too, man.
you know, and the house of Jacob has done a lot of scoffing.
Yep.
You know, and supported the scoffers, like you
Yep.
said, the wicked, like
All in the comment boards of these scoffers, bigging them up, laughing, adding their 2 cents about the black Hebrew Israelites and their experiences with them. People
Lord
just
gonna put you to death, man.
Yeah, you people just don't like what we're saying, man. You call us racists. That's not fair. All nations are the same. God loves everybody. So twisted from Christianity, man. So confused. But when we try to bring clarity, you get offended because you just soft. You don't have tough skin. You can't handle the harsh truth of the Holy Scriptures, man. But ultimately, it wasn't given to you to understand, man.
It says Satan is transformed into an angel of light, right?
Yeah.
So before you were born, did not the Catholic Church hundreds of years ago, are they not the devil that the Bible speaks of? Like the Vatican, the Rome, you know, like they implemented this stuff. They had the doctrine of discovery, where people, like, they discovered lands that didn't have Christianity or you know, anything. They could conquer those people. Like that was a doctrine. You know, that was the Catholic Church. That was before a lot of people that are watching this video were even a twinkle in their you know, their parents' eyes, in a twinkle in their grandparents' eyes. You know what I mean? Like the angel, the demonic demon Satan is transformed into an angel of light. It's them. These are the people. Yeah, like they've convinced you that this is the right way. So when you hear the new song, the truth coming out, it sounds foreign to you and you can't accept it. But you have no understanding that you're throwing away something that's, you know, that's gonna save you.
I mean, they hated him. They hated him who rebuked it in the gate. Yeah. You know, yeah. and we've seen that examples of that time and time again. Mm-hmm. You know, and really and truly, these so-called people who tend to be proclaimed to be pious and righteous, they really hate the scriptures of the Heavenly Father. You know, no, none more than the Christian church. You know, when you actually bring out scripture to a Christian, they hate it. Yeah,
they hate the scriptures, man.
It's like holy water to a vampire.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
They love the doctrine that Esau gave them.
Yeah.
Plantation Christianity, man.
Yeah, exactly. You got to think, like during slavery, they gave the slaves the slave Bible. They took scriptures out. So the slaves couldn't get the full understanding. You know what I mean? And they washed it down. And then, you know, now our people are so destroyed that they want to include them. So anytime you say, look, you know, you're an Israelite, you know, the Lord is made, you know, a promise with you. They're like, what about them?
Yeah, what about them? Yeah,
it's like, this is for you. Like, it's not for them. Like, do you think they thought about you when you were going, like when our people were going to slavery? They didn't care because they were benefiting.
Because even today they tell you don't go into the law or the prophets. You know, you got the whole apocrypha that they've taken out as well. You know what I mean? So really and truly, it's the same thing. You know, the church is the same thing. Like how you said, the slave Bible and things taken out. It's the same thing because they're telling the people straight, oh no, the Old Testament is done away with. Yeah, there's no apocrypha for them to even look into. But the whole prophets, all the from Isaiah right up to all the prophets, they've told you don't go into that.
Yeah, but imagine the Christian church, right, telling you to stay away from something that can help our people. Like the law would straighten our people overnight. If they were teaching our people to follow the law, right, to the best of their ability, our nation would be healed. But they're saying, no, stay away from that. That's what the devil would do. Yeah. The devil will tell you, nah, don't follow that. That's the Old Testament. You ain't gonna, Yahushai, or who they call Jesus, died and he shed his blood, so you could do whatever you want now. You could go sleep with that man's wife. Yeah. You could do drugs, but you know, you could be the most evil, wicked person on planet Earth. But just before you die, as long as you say, I confess that Jesus is Lord, you're good. You're going to heaven. You about to benefit.
Yeah.
That's what they want to teach you.
Yeah, that's
what kind of doctrine is that?
That's why they say the Lord's done away with them. I mean, ultimately, it's that the free will spirit, the do as I will spirit, and that's that angel of light too. That whole Christianity, the Satan is transformed into an angel of light.
That's right.
But we are here to reproof them, because we understand that they are not the people that they had pretended to be all this time. And we actually, by the grace of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by His grace, do we actually know these scriptures? Exactly. They were given to us, Going back to Daniel, the 12th chapter again, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand, because why is given to the wise and prudent, It's not given to just any old Tom, Dick, and Harry, you know what I mean? So we can actually understand the scriptures and reprove these people. But what do you get when you reprove them? What do you get when you bring actual sound doctrine to the table? You get hatred, a total disregard and dislike for the scriptures, It's okay though, it's okay. At least you heard. The reason why we're speaking to this camera today is for you to hear,
You can't sit there and say that the Most High hasn't been merciful by giving us His truth and giving it to you freely. You can't say that the Lord hasn't been merciful, because He's showing mercy right now. Because we're trying to give you the warning and let you know what's coming, what's about to happen, to get your house in order. You don't want to accept it, that's on you. You can't turn around and then say, oh Lord, I didn't know. Because the Lord will say, well actually, I set many of my men up in the earth to give you the warning,
Because contrary to popular belief, we're not here to say, oh please come in, and come to you every time we see you. Oh please, can you, just look at it this way. I'm bringing, whether you hear or whether you forbear. But this word is going out. This job, we're doing this so we can do our job concerning the faith. You understand?
We just because we love the Lord, man. We want to do our best to please the Lord in any way we can. And if the Lord just wants us out here telling people what's coming, we're good. We'll give you the word. Simple as that.
All right.
All right, so we're going to close it out here. All right, we hope you've been edified through this lesson. All right, time is short, so get this truth while you can, because the famine of the word is close. All right, so we'll close it out here. Give all honor, praise, and glory to
Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem, B'Rakah, Kodash.
Shalom.
Shalom.